Hey man, Terence Crawford beat the hell out of Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? We here to talk about it. There's no other way to put it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can say. Before we get into it, let's get into it.
To me, the best chemistry, the best artist, the best producer in the world. I don't think nothing can fade
Man, the French ain't no joke. I mean, they got
Let's
people
just
jacking
be
them from everywhere.
For sure. And you know, we ain't giving our flavor. Let them get it how they live. Do their own thing. Cause we work hard to build this sound. And with the rappers and the flossing and all the balling we talk about, that's our thing. We created that and we're gonna run with that. But it's gonna
Believe that. Hey, listen, check this out. If you see us,
Actress.
it's trouble. You know what I'm saying? If you see us, it's trouble. Like, watch your words. So listen, this podcast is presented to you by Birds Eye Law Firm, the official lawyers of Boo Crew Media, located at 918 Porter Street by the Superdome. Give them a call, 504-523-5413. If you or someone you know has been involved in an accident, please be sure to mention we sent you. It's me, it's Five, it's Chaz. We here to talk about this Bud Errol Spence fight, the fight that was probably, I want to say 3 years in the making. You know what I'm saying?
If like, that, man, probably more than that.
More than that, yeah.
I feel like I'm being generous with the 3 years, but it's been a lot of back and forth between both camps. Really, and Rick, I hate to beat up on a dude who just got beat up, but it felt like it was more back and forth from the Dallas side of things. You know what I'm saying? And the pre-fight antics was wild. Like it was a lot of things that were supposed to happen. Me personally, like I did not think the fight would. I thought Bud was the better fighter. Let me just start by saying that, right? But I ain't think it was gonna go like that. Like I had dog. First of all, Bud came out dressed like a fisherman in Jesus time. He had that big ass net. You know what I'm saying? Eminem walked him out. So I mean, once like I don't know what Lose Yourself did to him, but he lost himself. Like he lost his mind. He totally outclassed Errol in every aspect of the fight. He had a jab looking like a power punch. Like, yeah, go ahead. What you got?
I mean, Bud Crawford is the best fighter in the world. Nah, I could say that definitively because he beat another top 5. You could have really said Errol Spence before this fight was top 3 pound for pound fighters in the world. I consider myself an avid watcher of boxing. Let's say moderate. I know a little bit more than the average person. Errol Spence is a really good boxer, really good. At that point, before last night, he was 30 something and 0, right?
Yeah, 30 and 0.
This is 34, I think 34 and 0,
34. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. He lost to another really great fighter. Probably Bud will probably submit himself as the fighter of the generation if he can outclass Canelo, if that even happens. He's got to jump a couple weight classes to even get to Canelo. Maybe they try to do something at 160 because Canelo's already at 168. I don't know how that really works, but
28 no.
Oh, okay.
Well, 28-1.
Okay, so essentially, like Errol Spence had 3 belts. He lost one again to Bud. That doesn't say Errol was a bad fighter. I didn't think it was gonna go like this. I thought maybe by decision. I did not have Bud, stopping Errol. I didn't see a knockdown. This is his first time he's ever been knocked down, rather than just outclassed. Like this doesn't happen to Errol Spence. This does not happen. But you see a guy like Bud Crawford. I always thought he was more skilled. If this fight happened 3 years prior, because Errol Spence has been in 2 major car wrecks, a detached retina, right? The Errol Spence of old, this is a different fight. This is a way different fight. And we got robbed of that because of the business of boxing.
Yeah.
But still in all, Bud Crawford told us that this was going to happen. He said this out his mouth 2-3 years ago. I'm going to stop him. We're going to fight at 147. I'm going to stop him. Y'all going to complain about it after the fight. And they did exactly that. What really was kind of odd to me, Errol didn't make any adjustments. After he was knocked down, it was almost like he tried to be ultra aggressive, and he didn't establish his jab, which was the thing that kind of got him there, which makes him an elite fighter. But was stopping that shit. Oh my goodness. And I don't know if you know Lito. Bud was stopping that shit. Bud is a switch hitter, essentially, right? He can fight from both sides. So his jab is actually a power punch because he's fighting from the left side. So I don't think Errol made any adjustments after that. It was just almost like he's trying to catch Bud, and Bud said after the fight, like he caught him square, and like in the first round or the second round, he was like, "Dang, that's it? Oh, I'm about to kill him. I'm about to smash that up," and he did that. And he stopped Errol Spence, which is,
Chaz, you had 24 hours to. It's almost been 24 hours, but you had some time. Let's say 23 hours now to assess the damage of this.
My God.
Damn.
Martin, I'm sorry for the length to you.
Oh man. God
What
damn.
you think, dog?
Yo, man. Full transparency, I've been watching Errol since probably 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I think even to Five's point, it's not the same Errol Spence. But I'm gonna say even before the car accident, it wasn't the same Errol Spence. I think Errol, I think when you see how confident Terence Crawford, incredible fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But I also saw Gamboa drop Terence Crawford. I saw Green Machine drop Terence Crawford. I saw less powerful, less skilled, less tactically sound fighters give a better fight and a better effort, right? When I see Errol, I just be looking like, oh man, he on the Hennessy again. Oh no. Because Errol Spence had 11 straight knockouts when he was working with his strength and conditioning coach, Blue Ray Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped working with Blue Ray. Since then, he's had one stoppage. He fought Sean Porter, went the distance, had to drop down from like 180 something pounds, blew up, right? Car accident after that, right? Then fights Mikey Garcia, kind of get caught a couple times. I thought he won every round, but come on, Errol, like, all right, whatever, right? Then training, he starts working with Blue Ray again, looking good. Cut on this retina, detached retina. I forgot exactly what it was. And comes back, fights Gamboa, gets the stoppage, but again, he getting caught. He don't look like himself.
Yeah.
And I was watching the fight with a couple people who don't watch boxing, right? He come into the arena, he just looked weird. Like he just looked like then he walk out. Worst fight entrance I've ever seen. Right? Worst fight entrance. I think I was telling Five this a couple months ago. I was like, even the build around this fight, everything just felt flat. Like everything just felt like, oh yeah, they is fighting this weekend, huh? And I don't know if it was because of the years that went by, but it was just like, I had Errol winning because I'm like more of an Errol Spence fan, but I didn't think that like he would lose that bad, but I think we kind of got robbed out of a fair assessment of the fight because I don't know who the fuck that dude was. That wasn't Errol Spence, bro. I don't know who that dude was. Ball Crawford looked incredible, but I don't know who that dude was he fought.
Listen, this is almost like the craziest World of Storms. It's like this is Bud's best fight,
right?
Ever.
Easy.
This is Errol Spence's worst fight,
right?
And it just so happened to happen on the same day. I agree with Chaz, bro. He does not look like himself. I mean, he already had trouble, like, because he would blow up right after these fights. He would just
180,
he
190.
He'd walk around almost at 200. Like walk around almost at 200. If you see like this video of them in like a in alley or backstage and they're arguing, talking about literally this fight, like you can see Errol Spence looks like the bigger man easily by far. And to get down from literally 190 to 147, that's difficult. If you're not in shape, you can't take that power that you walk around with all the way down. It doesn't necessarily translate. And I agree with you. Like Terence Crawford has been knocked down before. Like, but I've always said like the skill set, the athleticism of Bud can kind of carry him.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if they carry him all the way to Canelo because that's just a different animal, but I think that's possible. But man, I think we were robbed, bro. I mean, what we saw was just a kind of a massacre. Like, no, he killed it. Like, that was nothing Errol could have done. I don't think he should take the rematch either.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. Before you do that, hold up. Because I do want to address the Canelo. But I want to say this first. Like, I agree with everything y'all said. I think styles make fights. I mean, if you watch boxing, like, you know that it's kind of like matchups in basketball. Like, you get what you get, you adjust or you don't, and if you don't, this is what happens. My only rebuttal. So what if I say this? I do think we were robbed because of what happened to Spence. But here's my thing, right? Bud also got shot in the head.
But this was
he was like a teenager though.
Yeah, this is like pre.
I'm just saying though, like, you know, we could have not had none of this.
Bud would have never been.
I'm just playing devil's advocate, by the way.
I feel this dude almost died twice in a matter of like 3 years.
Yeah,
like this is what we talk. And a dude that had like an alcohol problem, a legit alcohol problem. So go ahead, Chad.
No, you know what else? And I just remembered it too. Dog, this nigga ain't fought in a year and a half.
15 months?
Yeah, like it was because they were both setting up the, fight. Bud being a shrewd businessman, went got that extra money,
right,
and stayed active. And I understand, Errol, you didn't want to fight Keith Thurman. You only want to fight Bud. That's admirable. You know what I'm saying? That's to be respected. Because they both could have just said, fuck this. Let's, but, it's almost like when you see, it's like, I'm not comparing Bud Crawford to Riddick. I'm not Riddick Bowe. Motherfucker jab like Riddick Bowe. I'm not comparing him to Buster Douglas whatsoever.
No.
But he's way, but it's almost like, damn, if Mike wasn't doing all that cocaine with Bobby Brown, like, you know what I'm saying? Would it have been at least more competitive?
Was Buzz? I mean, but Errol's last fight was Dennis?
Ugas,
which was supposed to be Pac.
Yeah,
which was supposed to be Pac. Like, Pac-Man was supposed to fight.
Yeah.
Really crazy story. It's really supposed to be Bud versus Manny to pass the torch, but Bud was still signed to Al Heyman and ESPN. Al Heyman wasn't gonna do that for Bud, like, just a racist ass dude. Yeah. And Manny wanted Errol on his way out because Manny wanted money to run for like
president or something.
President of
Philippines.
For the Philippines. But so something happened where it just ended up being Ugas because Manny had the drop, boom, and kind of took off. Manny ended up fighting somebody else. Right?
He fought Ugas. And I think he's supposed to fight like an exhibition fight coming up.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this. He got knocked down, was it twice in the seventh?
I think so, yeah.
Once in the second, twice in the seventh.
So he got knocked down once in the second, twice in the seventh. The fight ended as a TKO for anybody who didn't see it. Was there anything, and I know the answer obviously, but was there anything in your opinion that Errol could have did differently? Like, what was it that? Go ahead.
Oh, he had to establish his jab. Like, he needed to. But I think Bud's to Bud's credit, like, he was stopping that shit. Like, he was timing him every time. Boom. Almost like he knew what Errol wanted to do. He knew what his rhythm was, and they didn't adjust because boxing is just like any other sport. There is another option to adjust, and they just didn't do it. Derek James, 3-time trainer of the year. Bro, you got to take this one as an L yourself. Like, you didn't do anything to adjust to Bud. Like, it was like, nope, we've never seen this before. Bud's literally done this. Bud's the one that was supposed to adjust. Like, we literally should have been like, he's a slow starter. He always starts slow. He always has to switch. Look at Kell Brook. Look at, oh my God, what's your boy, the white dude?
Sean
Porter. He did it with Sean, but
Green Machine.
Yeah. So there's multiple instances of Bud Crawford adjusting to other fighters. There's never been an instance for Errol Spence to adjust to anything because he's just been better than the competition.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think, man, I really think arrogance played a huge part in this too, because if you look at the post fight, and it speaks to, look, Errol's an incredible fighter, right? Even without Blu-ray, incredible fighter. But when you say in the post fight, you know, usually when I come out flat like that, I'm usually able to turn it up, get to my second gear. Tonight I just couldn't do it. That goes to show that you knew you had a problem all this time. You go into the biggest fight of your career. Maybe he didn't think it was the biggest fight of his career, but you go into the biggest fight of your career and you're not recognizing that these dudes been watching you for years. You might have been doing all kind of other shit, but they've been watching you for years. Derrick James, you know, he's on record. You know, he got a huge camp now as well. But he on record saying, you know, he don't watch boxing. He's like, I don't watch boxing. You know, I don't watch it until it's time, you know, to do our thing. And I hate to see a dude make it a lot more difficult than it needed to be. The only other thing I guess they could have did, in my opinion, from the training, tape on top of your padding is legal in Vegas. It's not a big deal in Vegas. I mean, it's legal. You can do that. Maybe that could have been a little more to Bud advantage, but I think going into the fight, I think Errol would have lost to a lot of dudes last night, but Bud busted that. He did everything he said he was gonna do. Number one pound for pound. That other guy, it's because Bud's black. If Bud wasn't black, he would be undoubtedly number one pound for pound. That other dude, they kind of destroying him in the mix, just like with Lomachenko. And you know, shout out to Bud.
Yeah. So we could talk about slow starts. I mean, you know, they gave him the first round. They gave Errol the first round, which I mean, I feel like that probably was fair because Errol was the more active.
Yeah, more aggressive fighter. Yeah,
he was the more aggressive, and it felt like Bud was just kind of sitting back, assessing the situation, just seeing how he wanted to attack. And you saw when he found the angle to attack. You saw what happened. Go ahead, go ahead, Fab.
No, that's exactly what he does. I mean, maybe if Derrick James watched boxing, he'd know that Bud really takes the first 3 rounds almost off. He was losing to Kell Brook.
Yeah,
he was literally losing. It was during COVID.
I had him down the quarter too.
Yeah, I would agree. I wouldn't disagree with anybody that said that. Like he waits, and then he hits the switch. Which is crazy for Errol to say that. I've never seen Errol Spence hit a switch. It just, as the fight goes on, he just got stronger usually. Yeah. There was never really a switch that needed to happen because he never was losing rounds anyway. Because he's usually the most aggressive fighter, more active. The Sean Porter fight that Errol Spence fought, like they were going at it the whole time. Like he wanted to show that, I could do this too.
I'm a dog.
Yeah. And he proved that. But I did not see that. The Sean Porter, Errol Spence, I did not see that same Errol Spence in his Bud Crawford fight.
I think also, to Bud's credit, and this is a part of the reason why I'm an Errol Spence fan, and I don't want to believe that he's done at 147. I'm talking about 147 specifically, but it's like, bro, whatever you're doing, it just ain't working, bro. Like, you got to stop doing it. And you've been doing it from Mikey Garcia onward. Errol should have knocked out Mikey Garcia. He should have knocked out Sean Porter or stopped Sean Porter. From Mikey Garcia onward, since you got this new nutritionist, like it's not strength and conditioning no more, it just looked bad. Like even when he was hitting, for Terence Crawford to say, he was hitting me flush, and I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
But Errol Spence,
like
he just broke. We just saw him break a motherfucker face with Ugas, and now you just look like that. And I think Terence Crawford carried him about 2-3 rounds. I thought Errol should have.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You can see, I think it was in the 7th round when he dropped Errol like toward the end of the round, and Errol stood up and he kind of tapped Errol like, you're gonna be all right. I think he didn't want to hurt him. I think he showed sympathy for Errol because Errol could have got knocked smooth the fuck out.
Oh yeah. And Bud's the best closer in the game.
Yeah.
He literally was like, nah, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him live. Like
I'm gonna let you stop it. I ain't gonna kill him.
Yeah, there's a lot of respect in that
Oh
ring.
yeah, for sure.
To be honest, I felt like I think the ref did a good job on stopping him when he did, but I also feel like after that second knockdown in the 7th round,
Yeah, he waited too long.
I feel like you could have just stopped it right there. And I also feel like Errol's side did him a disservice, dog. Like,
I don't know. He got 3 belts, bro. You gotta let somebody go out on their shield. I wouldn't say 3, not like after 3. That's why he wouldn't let him get to the 4th. So you get knocked down 3 times, cool. That's the last time. I'll stop it from there. Kind of save you from yourself. I don't think you let a dude that got 3 belts and he get knocked down 3 times. Right? Nah, he kind of got to go out how he's supposed to, right?
Did y'all? I got a question for y'all.
yeah.
When you watched Wilder Fury 2 and you watched this fight, did you get like the same vibe that it was kind of like, who is this nigga? Like, who is this nigga in the ring?
Bro.
Like, who is this nigga?
Well, I don't know. The Wilder Fury 2, I look at it like almost like Fury's skill level just rose.
Like,
it was
it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was like he was that much better than Wilder at this point.
Right.
The first one was so close.
Yeah.
But we already seen it though. Like I already had data in my mind about what Wilder and Fury was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew what Spence and Crawford was supposed to be. I can only think about it. So that I think that's a good point. That's a good point. That's like a difference. This though, it was like I did not expect Bud Crawford to be that much, but I'm a Bud guy.
Right.
I wouldn't tell you in a million years that was supposed to happen. Like I wouldn't have guessed it. I did not. If somebody told me they were going to bet that Bud was going to knock out Errol Spence, I said I would have been like, you're stupid. You're trying to give money away.
Dog, to your point, and I'm gonna answer your question, Chaz, but to your point about what you just said, dog, I wouldn't even let myself put money on him knocking it. Like I couldn't even bet. No. I couldn't even bet the prop bet because I'm like, dog, that's not gonna happen. I didn't like that wasn't in the cards for me looking at this fight. I thought it was gonna be an evenly well contested match. Like I just like that shit. It was just shocking, dog. I'm just sitting on the sofa like,
hey, bro, listen. It's to the point where Bud beat him so bad that I don't want to see a second version of this.
Ever. I'm good. Listen,
like, I don't.
That was one of the questions I had for y'all. Did y'all want to see a rematch? Because I don't. Like, there's no reason to rematch this.
The only reason I would mentally would entertain a rematch is because if you told me that he was going to be working with his old strength and conditioning coach, I think it would be a much more competitive fight. And he's just coming off like fighting, and they fought again in December. But see, he took such a beating that I would have rather him just get knocked the fuck out. Because you might have a concussion, you'll be all right. He got beat so bad that it's like, man, it's gonna take some time for you to you need to fight in February.
Yeah.
So at 154, at 154 with his old strength and conditioning coach, I would watch that. Yeah.
I dig this. I think there's two things I actually want to talk about is the marketing of this fight that Chaz kind of alluded to earlier, and something else that I'll think about. The marketing has been bad. The marketing for this fight was terrible. Yeah. There's no other way you can kind of put this. Like old men should have been able to walk by in barbershops and understand, like, yo, who you got in this fight? You should be able to have a conversation to every black man in America who was going to win this fight. People didn't even know. They had no idea that they were fighting. They had no idea about either one of these guys. And I think that's one to Spence's camp, to Bud's camp, and the promoters that were throwing this. Like, there just wasn't enough publicity around this. And also, if I'm a black fighter and I'm not fighting a Mexican and I'm fighting another black man, you need to fight either in Dallas or Atlanta. That's it.
I saw you say this. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I saw you tweet this, and I wanted to ask you about it. So go ahead.
Like, those are the only two places. And if I know Bud wanted a neutral site. I totally get it. Maybe that would have been Atlanta, but to be honest, like Oklahoma right there, close to Dallas, like it would have been all right still. Like you still would have got your people there. It probably would have spent the same amount, right? When you talk about the two, Vegas, I like Vegas, even though I just had an amazing time. I think more of us would have pulled up if it was in a blacker, more predominantly place, right?
Yeah.
Atlanta did a really great job with the Tank Davis and what's the dude's name? Oh my
Ryan
God.
Garcia,
Ryan Garcia.
No, not Ryan Garcia. It was
Pitbull,
before him, taller dude.
Rolly.
No, even taller. Benavidez? No, not Benavidez. Sorry. Oh my God, what's this dude's name?
I think it's the guy who threw the same punch like 4 times and Tank caught him.
Yeah,
Knocked him out the ring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that had an atmosphere that you would want around, because the atmosphere even in Vegas wasn't there.
Yeah.
And also kind of have these fights when, you know, NFL players can be there, celebrities can be there. Like this is during mini camp, so those guys are not pulling up. The NBA guys, they usually are traveling. Like kind of find a window where like these fights make sense and the people that need to be there can be there.
No, so let me just show y'all this. I just kind of wanted to.
Hey, bro.
Like, go ahead. What you got?
They had like some stat that said like he landed like 56% of his power punches.
Yep.
Like, bro, against Errol Spence, that's really unheard of, bro. 56% of your power punches being landed on another man that's top 3 pound for pound. Like, that's not normal, bro.
That's the most frustrating part about this whole thing, bro. Like, even down to the marketing, it's like that's what make you appreciate Floyd so much.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're gonna have 2 brothers fighting, like to 5's point, do that shit in the Georgia Dome somewhere. Do it in Cowboy. Well, you probably don't do it in Cowboy Stadium. You know, do it in the Georgia Dome. Do it somewhere like that because Bud, he doesn't have a track record of selling tickets. Spence, he wasn't talkative before, but now he got these new teeth. You can't even understand when he does talk.
Hey, bro, like, can we talk about that in a second? Like, he only got those fans because of the Mikey Garcia fight. Like,
yeah. He did. Spence was like, he don't got a big personality. Like, and them dudes, I think the thing that kind of did a little bit of a disservice with Bud's camp is they don't really talk to black media. Yeah. Like they'll talk more because it was with ESPN so long, so they got those relationships. They don't really talk with black media. Spence talks more so with black media, but he ain't got like none of these people got personality. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was a difficult sell. This was a boxing fans fight. Yeah. This was like Marvin Hagler versus Marvin Hagler. Like nobody was Sugar Ray Leonard. And it was sad is the way the fight went, it showed you why. Well, it kind of proved a lot of people right as far as them dudes, like, you know, that's why you need like a Mexican, you know, or you need a person from another country. Even like Ugas is Cuban. You know, what's his name? Berto's Haitian. Like you need another countryman to fight, and 2 black American fighters won't
be the same draw.
Yeah. Get that excitement going.
So let me ask y'all this. Who the fuck said this, man? Damn, I can't remember who just posted this, but I guess the belts, Jaron Ennis is now the mandatory challenger. How y'all feel about that? Because I mean, me personally, after what he just did to Spence, I don't even see a world where like he should be in the ring with Bud right now.
I mean, Jaron Ennis is like Bud 2.0. And I think he's probably bigger, stronger, it'll be faster. But what they'll do is they'll send him through the gauntlet like they did Boots. Like they did Bud. They didn't let him get any fights. People were ducking him, albeit Al Heyman and that team. So it's kind of like the same route. But Boots is explosive. He probably still wants to fight. He ain't gonna care. If I'm Bud, there's kind of like 2 options. Would you rather get him early or would you rather get him late? That's probably the thought you got to think about. Would you rather get him now where he's not necessarily spinning, a la Floyd and Canelo?
Yeah.
Would you rather get him early or would you rather let him learn some shit and then on your way out?
The only reason why I say get him early is because, man, Bud already 35. Like how much, you know what I'm saying? Like how much time we talking?
Yeah.
And that's the thing about we kind of like skipped over Floyd, but like Floyd was really good at that, dog. Like he was
a bad motherfucker, dog.
No, like super smart. Like this dude broke his hand and still like we're not talking. we be talking about Floyd in a different light if he didn't break his hand.
Yeah.
Like he was skillful and powerful. At one point, he was more powerful than skillful.
Yeah.
And he just had to raise his skill level. But what we gonna see is Boots kind of get dragged along. He's gonna have to try to collect the belt. Maybe Bud kind of goes up to 54 and relinquishes the belts, and they kind of go up for grabs. And Boots gonna go snag those. And I don't think Bud's gonna have an avenue of like going up to 68. Like that's not gonna happen. So
Yeah, that's too much.
That's way too much. Like he's naturally smaller. Like I just think he's gonna catch him. Probably 38-ish, Bud 39, and Boots gonna close the curtains on my dog. And that's it.
I guess. Go ahead, Chaz. What you got?
I think, and see, I think Bob Arum. I understand the business aspect of it, but Bob Arum really did Bud a disservice because I want to say if there was no rematch clause and Errol won, I think Errol he might have immediately fought Boots at 54. But since there is a rematch clause, I think he does go back and just fights Errol. I think they both just move up to 54 and Boots kind of get lost in the shuffle because you still got, man, I ain't gonna lie, welterweight looking bad right now. I'm thinking about it. Oh, it kind of bad because Errol beat everybody and Bud just beat Errol. So you got Boots.
Boots would have to fight Errol.
He would have to fight Errol probably. And I think Boots is the mandatory.
Yeah.
So he probably have to fight Errol. Sean Porter's retired. Ugas isn't retired, but Ugas will be an interesting fight.
I would like to see that.
I like watching Ugas fight. I'm a fan of Ugas. I like watching Ugas fight.
So moving forward, y'all five kind of briefly spoke on it. Canelo Bud. Walk me through the fight.
What weight are they gonna fight at first? Is Bud gonna be able to carry his speed to necessary weight? They're both skillful. But I also think like Canelo hasn't like fought like top tier talent in a long time. So it might almost maybe wasteful. And maybe Bud catches him. Maybe Bud can kind of revive those Floyd kind of esque skills and kind of get around Canelo. I don't think he has a defensive Floyd, no. But maybe he can kind of catch. I think he has just more power than Floyd had when he fought Canelo. So maybe he can catch Canelo kind of sleeping, almost like he did Errol with his jab and kind of establishing that and being able to switch.
I think it boils down. I think I'm going for Charlo to bust Canelo ass me, but just because I mean,
are we gonna talk about them?
I mean, y'all know I'm going for Charlo, but I do like Charlo too. But I'm going for him. But I think it all boils down to I know with this fight they're doing the VADA testing, and I think it all boils down to VADA testing with Canelo because you gotta watch Canelo. Canelo be eating that. He'll go down to his hometown. He be eating them steaks and all that shit, and he come back. You know, he look like Ivan Drago. Like Canelo enjoys juice. He likes a lot of juice. You know, so that's the thing that's kind of disheartening when you talk about the pound for pound rankings. You like Canelo, you too skilled to even be doing that. Yeah. And to get caught doing it and no one says anything about it no more. It's
multiple times.
Like, come on, bro. What is you doing? But I got Charlo cleaning up Canelo.
Man got slapped. Called him a boy.
Yeah, man.
No, that was his brother. That was his brother.
Which was supposed to fight Canelo first.
Yeah.
Right?
And he got some crazy personal stuff going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm just like, man, how you get slapped by that man?
Caleb Plant?
Caleb Plant.
Yeah, come on, man.
He asking Canelo, I'm good enough, right? Like middle of the fight, man. I can't get down with that.
He's
supposed to get jumped.
No, he wasn't. He
gotta fire his security immediately.
He want to get jumped.
Man, and I guess in closing, is there any other? I know we kind of spoke on some fights y'all wanted to see, but is there any dream fight you got out there?
I mean, we could talk about Devin Haney and
Shakur.
Oh my God,
nah,
Devin
Regis.
Haney. and Regis Prograis solidifying something, which is, I think at this point, it's Regis's biggest fight.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good challenge for Devin because the last showing just wasn't great. I think it's possible for either one of them to win. Now, I probably will lean towards Devin because of the skill, but I think Regis has a puncher's chance to win this fight if he can land the left hook, like land his left straight, right? I think it's possible. So if I don't know, I'm a big fan of Shakur. I think Devin was ducking him anyway.
He was terrified. He sent that man bottle service,
which is fire.
Like,
and Shakur's pretty, like, he's pretty open about like different things. He's like, nah, Bud's the only one that's ever beat me in a sparring. Like he'll let you know. And I think he's really skilled in the way he presents himself. And
hold on. Let me stop you 1 second. I saw a tweet yesterday. Damn, I didn't get a chance to put it on the joint, but I wanted to ask y'all about it, and I'm glad you said that. Shout out to my man John. He said, "Damn, dog, where's this tweet? Because I don't want to fuck it up." John said, "I know that I know a lot of y'all are shocked by how good Bud is, and y'all gonna be shocked by how good Shakur does Tank." So he's saying Shakur is gonna whoop Tank ass. That's word for word what he's saying.
I think people kind of sleep on Tank's skill. I think Tank is probably one of the most skilled. I think if he wasn't knocking people out so dramatically, and I think it's height prejudice too because he's smaller. But Tank is a very skilled fighter, man. And I think Tank. I know for sure Devin taking a dirt nap.
Oh,
I don't know about Shakur, but Devin taking a dirt. Devin taking a dirt nap, bro. Because I had, it's my first time saying this publicly, but I think enough time has passed. I thought Lomachenko beat Devin Haney.
I thought so too.
He did. Nah.
I thought he beat him.
No. Y'all wasn't wrong. He did beat him.
Yeah.
He won that fight.
And you know what's crazy? I thought he beat him clearly.
Yeah.
The boxing game dirty. It's a dirty game.
I just don't think. I really, honestly, and truthfully don't think Devin is that good. Like, I
Me
don't
neither, though. I ain't gonna lie. I think he's
just being honest.
Yeah.
I think he's skilled. Like, he has the ability, like, to not get hit. I think he's like almost trying to be fluid, but he ain't that.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't pack enough power against these elite fighters to like even stagger them or get himself out of jams. He's been looking bad. Even in the I don't know. I don't think he looked that great in the initial fight versus what's your boy from Australia? I always forget his name.
I can't think though.
You know what I'm talking about. He won the belt from Tio.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about.
So like I didn't think Devin looked amazing in that fight, which he should have demolished him, but he didn't. Cambosis.
Yeah.
So I don't think Devin looked.
He beat him twice, huh?
Yeah, he beat him twice, but I didn't think he looked like amazing. I just thought like, okay, you won this fight. You should have at least stopped this man, but you didn't. All he had was like one punch, and he couldn't get it off. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Man, so I guess you know what I'm saying. That none of that shit important. We gotta get a king his flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That's my dog, man.
It's his time, man. He been overlooked. He been written off. You know what I'm saying? In his words, not mine. He said, you know what I'm saying, when he was on the come up, nobody looked for him. And you know what I'm saying? And then when he got to where he at, you know what I'm saying, y'all told him he ain't fight nobody. Yep. Now he caught the big fish. You know what I'm saying? You see it, Bud Crawford, the first male. We can't say can't see the first fighter because that lady out there. Yeah. She listening. She hear everything from what I hear. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know what I'm talking about Clarissa. The first male fighter to win undisputed titles in 2 weight classes. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. It's me. It's Five. It's Chaz. We might make this a boxing thing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got anything, y'all got any other fights y'all want us to talk about or any upcoming fights, we might, you know what I'm saying, see what we do. But man, peace.